Ivanka Trump's life is in danger. There is an alleged assassination plot linked with Iran and the storms, all concerning the famous American family and daughter, Ivanka Trump. Well, what if one of America's most recognizable family political figures was secretly being targeted by an international assassin plot? And what if intelligence agencies uncovered a plan linked to Iran's powerful revolutionary guard involving Ivanka Trump? Like this is mind blowing. And why has her name suddenly exploded across headlines on the internet again? For alleged security threats to her life, to rumors surrounding Trump's family future, political ambitions. Today, we uncover the shocking reports, the political tension, and unanswered questions, and the growing debate surrounding Ivanka Trump, her role in America's political dynasty, and why she is a target at this moment. Is she simply trying to live a quiet family life, or is she preparing for something much bigger? Stay with me till the end because this story goes beyond celebrity headlines. You're going to find out more things as it touches global politics, international revenge plots, presidential legacies, and very importantly, the future of one of the most powerful families in modern America. So, you're welcome to this channel, and we're going to get straight right in, right? Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are going to be diving deep into one of the most talked about political personalities in America, Ivanka Trump. Of course, you don't know Ivanka Trump is Trump's daughter. Recently, online discussions and AI generated summary began circulating reports about an alleged assassination plot tied to Iran's IRGC, that's the Islamic Revolutionary Guard coups. According to various reports, a suspect was allegedly arrested in Turkey in connection with a possible a target operation linked to Ivanka Trump, who resides in Florida. We're going to talk about it. Now, before we continue, it is important to say this very clearly. These reports are still widely discussed online, but many details remain unclear, disputed, or unconfirmed publicly. So in this video, we are looking at the claims, we're looking at the political context behind them, and why the Trump family continues to remain at the center of global attention. One would wonder, does she want to still get bigger attention to herself by framing up assassination? But this story is bigger than one instance. We're going to be talking about why the Trump family remains under intense international scrutiny. Ivanka Trump's years inside the White House, we're going to talk about that, and her sudden withdrawal from politics. Do you understand? Rumors surrounding the future of the Trump political dynasty is also very important. And whether Ivanka could someday return to the political spotlight, we're going to be discussing that too in this video. This is going to be a deep conversation. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get into it. Because you are going to enjoy every bit of it to know which is true and what is false. First, who really is Ivanka Trump? Before politics, let's discuss who she is. Ivanka Trump was already a major public figure. Born into the famous Trump's family, she grew up in the world of wealth, in the world of business, in the world of fashion and media attention. As the daughter of Donald Trump, she spent years building her own public image. She didn't just rely on her father because the father was wealthy. Many people first knew Ivanka as a businesswoman, as a fashion entrepreneur, a TV personality, and eventually a senior advisor in the White House. Unlike many political children who avoid public attention, Ivanka became deeply involved in her father's administration during his presidency. This is very important because she was already on the spotlight even before politics, and that changed everything. Some Americans admire her calm appearance and polished communication style. Others criticize her involvement in government without prior political experience because they wonder, how do you get in there because your father is here? But one thing nobody could deny was this. It's very important because no matter what, we can see the truth. Ivanka Trump became one of the most influential women in Washington during Donald Trump's presidency. Very outstanding. She attended global summits. She met world leaders. This was absolutely stunning and amazing. And she participated, excuse me, and she participated in White House policy discussions. And for many supporters, she represented a softer and more modern face of the Trump's administration. But with influence comes danger. And once your family becomes center to global politics, just like the Trump's family, conflict, security threats becomes very real. As they're attacking the father, also the alleged assassination is also going to the daughter, and this is just so mind-blowing. Why would anyone even think about it? Now let's talk about the major headlines that reignited public attention around Ivanka Trump. It's very important to note this. According to circulating reports, even according to Fox, authorities allegedly arrested a suspect in Turkey connected to a possible assassination plan involving Ivanka Trump. Just to tell you how US is like, they can catch you anywhere you're planning this. The report linked the situation to Iran IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Now, for people unfamiliar with the IRGC is one of the most powerful military and intelligence organizations in Iran. Over the years, tensions between the United States and Iran dramatically increased, especially during Donald Trump's presidency. And this is one of the biggest turning points. It came in 2020 after the killing of Iranian general Qasem Soleimani in a US strike ordered under the Trump's administration. And this is where it gets interesting, and this is where it started. And since then, security analysts have repeatedly warned about possible retaliation threats against against the president Donald Trump and officials and people connected to the administration. It has always been a trend that always saying that they're going to attack and retaliate. And because Ivanka Trump was highly visible inside the White House, discussions around potential security concerns have continued for years. She's already aware of all this. Now and again, many online claims move faster than verified facts. Some social media posts exaggerate situations for clicks and attention. But what's undeniable is this: it is very important we hear the truth and know where it is. The Trump's family remains one of the most heavily protected and closely watched political families, not just in America, but everywhere around the world. Whenever international tension rises, conversations about their security immediately returns. And this situation always shows something very important. Modern political families are no longer just dealing with criticism online. It's gone beyond that. They are dealing with global security threats. They're dealing with cyber warfare, intelligence operations, and political hostility on an international scale. And that is what just happened to Ivanka Trump. That is the reality of modern power. Now we want to discuss and ask your question: why the Trump family remains a global target? Why? Why are they always under public scrutiny? Whether people love Trump or hate him, one thing is certain, and that cannot be changed. His presidency changed global politics. From trade wars with China to tensions with Iran to immigration policies to America's relationship with NATO, the Trump administration created massive reactions across the world. This is mind blowing. And because Ivanka was publicly involved in many of these years of discussions and all happening, she became part of the political identity of Trump administration. Some foreign in government viewed the administration as aggressive. Supporters saw it as strong leadership. Critics saw it as dangerous. How do you see Trump administration? Please let me know in the comments. But regardless of political opinions, the name Trump became globally powerful, and with power comes enemies. This is why, even after leaving the White House, Members of the Trump family still receive enormous security attention. Very important. What many people don't realize is that former presidential families often continue living under constant threat assessment for years. You're going to step on people's toes, people that like you, people that don't want you, and are going to haunt you. Every public appearance becomes monitored, every trip becomes analyzed, and every social media post can trigger headlines worldwide. That level of attention can completely transform a person's life, and perhaps that explains why Ivanka Trump appears to have stepped away from politics in recent years, because I'm very sure she felt her life was in danger. Now let's talk about why Ivanka left politics. You might not know, but I'm going to tell you one of those for free. One of the biggest questions Americans keep asking is, why did Ivanka Trump suddenly disappear from the political spotlights? After Donald Trump left office, many expected Ivanka to remain deeply involved in political campaign, but instead she chose to a quieter life. Every social media post can trigger headlines worldwide. That level of attention can completely transform a person's life. And perhaps that explains why Ivanka Trump appeared to have stepped away from politics in recent years. It's very important to also note that this is the main reason why Ivanka left politics. And one of the biggest questions Americans keep asking is, why did Ivanka Trump suddenly disappear from the political spotlight and space? It's very important to answer that question. After Trump left office, many expected Ivanka to remain deeply involved in political campaigns. But instead, she chose a quieter lifestyle. She focused more on her family, her children, and more private appearances. Sometimes you bring your leg out when you start doing things for the public. Less political engagement, and according to interviews and reports, Ivanka has said she wants to prioritize her children and her personal life over the intensity of Washington politics. Honestly, that decision shocked many people because for a while, some analysts believe Ivanka could eventually become a political candidate herself. But it never did happen because she walked away. She had the name, she had recognition, she had the media experience and the presence and the political assessment. The public speaking ability was also there and a massive support base among Trump supporters too. But stepping away may have been her way of escaping the non-stop pressure surrounding politics. Politics is basically for the strong minds. Like, I'm literally crying if you're not. Imagine living every single day under public scrutiny, criticism, media attacks, scrutiny, concerns, and political controversies. Not everybody wants that life forever. Trump was a strong man indeed, and perhaps the alleged threats and tension only reinforced her desire to stay away from political battlefield. Now, let's talk about Ivanka returning to politics. Could Ivanka Trump return to politics with this alleged assassination attempt linked to Iran? Now, this is where things becomes very interesting. Even though Ivanka has publicly reduced her political involvement, many people still believe her story in politics is not yet over. This is because political dynasties in America often continue across generations. The Kennedys, the Bush family, the Clintons, and now possibly the Trumps. So it doesn't just end with Donald Trump. Some supporters believe Ivanka represents a more refined and strategic future for the Trump movement. Yeah, Trump is a movement, in case you don't know. Others think she intentionally keep distance now so she can preserve her public image for the future. Who knows? Maybe she will come out like the for the presidency someday. Could she someday run for office? Possibly. Could she become involved again if Donald Trump returns to power politically again? Also possible, but right now she seems focused on family and her private life rather than any direct political warfare. Still, in politics, nothing stays quiet forever. You can never shut the door of criticism, especially when your last name is Trump. Media, AI, the spread of modern political stories. Let's talk about it. Another important part of this conversation is how information spreads today. Many people are discussing some things that at times comes from AI generated summary, though we see this on Fox TV. And this raises major questions. How accurate are AI summaries? How quickly do rumors spread online? And how do people separate verified facts from viral headlines? We're going to talk about it all today. Today, information moves faster, even more than before, and screenshots can spread across thousands of pages within minutes. And that's why viewers should always verify major political claims through trusted reporting sources before accepting them. It's everywhere on the internet. Fox TV carried it because online discussions often mix verified information, speculations, political bias, and sensational headlines. Critical thinking matters now more than ever. So it is true that there's an attempt, but it is not the way it's being blown out of proportion. At the center of the story is a woman who has lived through extraordinary public attention. Ivanka has been a businesswoman, a presidential advisor. Imagine your daughter being your advisor, a media figure, a mother, and one of the most recognized political daughters in modern history. Now, whether she permanently stays away from politics or eventually returns, one thing is clear, and is very clear in this video. The Trump's family continues to shape conversations across America and the world, and as global tension rises, political influence, security threats, and public fascination surrounding powerful families will continue to grow and keep growing. But I want to hear from you. Very important. Do you think Ivanka Trump will eventually return to politics? Do you think she's truly done with public political life? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive, please ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you can never miss out on our next big political break. Thank you for watching and see you again in my next video. Bye.